Hello guys. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Amir Hassan and today I will teach you in the ECOLab Summit 2022 Fundamental of Research and Method Case Study of ECOLab Article Writing. Thank you for joining us the Summit 2022. Can you hear me, everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so today the table of content of our presentation or the case study method is include on introduction to methods, introduction to research, collection of literature, databases, research article versus review article. We will talk about don't copy paste writings, citation method, methodology of research article, publication in journal. We will talk in detail about each step, and if you have any kind of questions, you should ask during each step. Introduction to research. Introduction to research, you already know that every field, if you want to enter, you have some knowledge about like why I want to study about this field. Like you already know about the aim of the ECOLab. So we are doing the research for our community for the scientific problem. So what is research? Here I clearly cited that research is a scientific approach to answering a research question, solving a research problem, or generating new knowledge through systematic and orderly collection, organization, and analysis of data to make a research finding useful in decision making according with suitable methodologies by a specific professional field academic discipline. Like you already know that our organization is ECOLab and they know about the aim of our uh, ECOLab, like what we should do. We are talking about the environmental problems, especially about the water issues. So this which means we are talking about the research, and it is called a scientific research. We will do everything experiment based. Like here I also cited like which time we should call our research is scientific, theoretical, or what kind of research it is. So the ecolab research is a scientific research. And what is the criteria for scientific research? So already we have cited, then in the presentation you can look like scientific research it is based on empirical and measurable evidences subject to specific principle of reasoning, like why you are doing the research. It consists of systematic observation, like why you are doing, how you will do some experiments, and it relies in scientific method we will use in this ecolab. It provides scientific information theories for the explanation of the nature. It also makes the practical applications possible, like we are doing the ecolab water community research for in practical. So it means we are doing great research. It ensures the adequate analysis of data employing rigorous and statistical techniques. So you must understand the meaning of the research, like what is research. So it is the clear definitions about the research that you should do in the ecolab, and what is the criteria for research. So everything is available here in the first slide to understand the meaning of the, the research. Research motivation, like what make one motivated to do a research, like why you are doing the research, why you enter to do the research, and why you join the ecolab community, which is like a kind of research work. So a person may be motivated due to the following reason. Maybe he has genuine interest, curiosity, the knowledge of understanding the problem. So the ecolab already know about the problem, about the water issue, about the environmental issue. Therefore, you are enter now today, you are in the ecolab summit to learn about the research. You are motivated to solve the problem. You are come to our ecolab community to solve these problem of our society. So why the people is motivated is because of the problem. Maybe he have the ideas. Maybe he want to become a higher position. Maybe he want to achieve a good academic, self-gratification, better career development, better livelihood. But the Ecolab main thing is for the community, which is like a better livelihood to solve the community problem. So we are motivated because of some research, to do the research work. So it's about like we are motivated, so we must have a reason like why we are motivated, why we are doing this research. Maybe it is in the scientific field, maybe it is in the non-scientific field, but we must have like what motivated us to do research. If you are doing a research and you entered to some specific field, like you are doing the research, so what every research needs some proposal, which is called, I cited, which I asked in the question, what is research proposal and basic operation of research. If you enter to some specific field, which is scientific, non-scientific, so you must have a proposal, like what you will do, how you will do, what step you will be followed. It is called a research proposal, mean a full format, a full background of your research. Like a research proposal is simply structure formal document that explain what you plan to research. Like Ecolab is planning to solve the water problem. So it means we have some proposal, what we will follow in our research, what will be our scientific methodologies, why it is important, your justification, what we are going to investigate. So we must have a research proposal. So everyone, if it is interested in any research, if you are doing, so you must have a kind of research proposal. So Water Ecolab have a specific proposal, which is about environmental issue, which is about the water issues. And what are the basics operation of doing the research? The first one is data collection, which we will observe, refer to observing data, measuring and recording the information, which already you have done, maybe some volunteer activity to collect the data about the environmental issues, like especially about related to water. Data analysis, which we will organize the collect data. So we may be able to find out what their significance is and generalize about them, like what we should do further. And we will write a report of the research, like at the end, like what we should need and how we should do to convey the information to the reader and to the audience, like we have this problem, we have that problem, and we need to solve by this and that. So the research proposal must be specified, and research proposal play a very pivotal role in doing the research. You must be clear like what I'm going to do and how should I do. If anyone have any question about the research proposal, you can ask me, because it's very important if you are doing the research. Does anyone have any question about research proposal and basic operations of the research methodology? Because it's very compulsory step in the research proposal. Okay, thank you. So let me go to the next step. Collection of literature. Collection of literature, what are the databases? If you are doing to do a research, first of all, you must have, like we already know, that data analysis. We must need to collect the data from the, we should need to collect the literature. How, if we are doing some scientific research, so we need to know about what are the databases, what are the formats in nowadays, like we should collect the literature from that databases. Database mean like a special website from which we collect the scientific articles related to our problem, because globally you will see the information from well-reputed databases. They will provide you the well and exact information to do a research work, because our work is practical work and we need to present it to the other community, other part of the world. So it must be scientific, it must be cited. So for this, we need to collect, first of all, for any research, we need to collect the literature. For the literature collection, we have some databases like the main one is which I cited, Google Scholar, Science Direct, JSTOR, MDPI, Springer, Academia, ResearchGate, Valley, PubMed. These are the biggest databases for scientific articles, for scientific books, graphics, and some multimedia. If you want to do a research, you need to collect the data for the literature from these top databases. There are so many other available, but these are very common. First of all, for the research, you must have a literature, and from where you will find the literatures, you must need to follow these databases. Like, for example, in the next slide, I will show you. This is the Google Scholar, which is very common for literature collection. Here, we are doing the analysis about the water. So here in the Google Scholar, I type about driver water quality assessment using environmental technique. So the Google Scholar show me the first article, which I will download and I will see what they have, what they analyze, what they have concluded from their research. So you will follow all the database and you will find the relevant information according to your research project for your literature. All other like Gesto, Science Direct, it is the same as like the Google Scholar. If you open these databases and there is a difference between the article you downloaded from these databases, there is two type of articles in the research field. That is research article and other is a review article. Research article, what is the difference between research article and review article? Research article is that kind of article which you will collect, which is published by some specific author. Their work he presented globally, which is novel. He performed by himself. He did experimental based, like a viewpoint present the view of the one author, maybe multiple author, but the work will be novel. It will be new experimental work. The content will be new. And the depend of the length, there is no length. It depends on the experimentation. And the review article is the combination of the literature of the already published paper from the internet literature databases, which I cite to Google Scholar, Science Direct. You will download a lot of articles, but you must need to know like what is research article, review article, because it's mixed database. So if you are doing a good research, if you need methodologies, if you need a scientific method, you need to download a research article. And if you need a big literature for your research, you need to follow the review article. Review article is a big article which you will find a lot of information about one project. It is not experimental based. It is the combination of all the published research article, and they criticizes on that like here is we have this and we have that point. And it is the combination of the research article. So you must know the difference between research article and review article. Research article is the original author experimental based article, and the review article is only the combination of the other authors published research paper. Do you have any question about research article or review article? At the end, maybe we will give you some tasks. So if you want to collect the articles from, like especially me to collect the literature, so some of the students don't know what they should do. They just download the articles and they just do copy pasting, but they don't know about the plagiarism. They don't know about the copyright issue, because if you want to download some articles, so you must need to know that how I should cite the literature. Like here I cited one statement, original statement, which I written from the internet, from the research article, which I downloaded. So this statement I need for my research work, for my literature. So I don't need to copy paste that statement. I need to rewrite this statement in my own words and I need to cite the paper of that article or the book of that book which I taken the statement from that book. So you should need to clearly write that statement again in your own word to avoid the plagiarism. If you do the copy pasting, so it will create a copyright issue for you. So if you want to collect the research literature review, you need to write it in your own word and try to cite its references. Like here, you should clearly compare the two statements. The one is original statement and the other which I wrote in my own words to avoid the plagiarism. Because it's very compulsory. If you do the plagiarism, so you are not able to present your articles, your review articles, any kind of scientific information. It's not acceptable if they possess the plagiarism. Next is about the citation method. Like here, I told you about you need to cite the reference of the paper. So how you will cite the research article, book, or anything that you want to cite. Like for there is a special citation method, citation software, which will create automatic bibliography and pages for you just to cite properly any article, books, or journal which you want. Here I shown to you some software like Mendeley, EndNote, Redcube, EasyPub, Zotero, and Article Galaxy. There are so many other software which you will use for to cite the references of any article which you studied for your literature. And you need, it is very compulsory to cite any article which you read for your literature. You must need to cite them. And these are the most professional software. EndNote is very common for citation. So you must need to use this professional software, and you already know about the information about like how we should cite and what is the software, what kind of software we should use, and what are the databases from which we can download the research article. Next is the methodology of the research article, how you will structure your article. Your article, if you want to write the article, you already know about, first of all, you know about your the research aim, which is called the research proposal. You need to collect the literature for your research project. Then you know about your experimentation. After doing your experimentation, you need to conclude the result, and then you need to write the article from that, your whole experimentation, your whole project, because you need to present them, you need to publish them. So the article main structure, which I cited here, some section, it is divided to some sections. Title, after title, you should have name of the author, abstract, keyword, and then we have the main section of the article is that is which I numbered. One is introduction, second is material and method, experimental procedure section, third is result and discussion, fourth is conclusion, then acknowledgement, ethical statement, conflict of interest, funding, and references. But we will talk more here. I cited these four titles like title, name of the author, abstract, and keyword by red color. It is very compulsory for writing the article. If your abstract is strong, if your article title is impressive, 100% your article will be proceed. It is very compulsory because everyone will be impressed. Your article in the first view, it will be rejected or accepted. If your article abstract is very strong, your title is very concise. So try to focus your men, do your hard work on the abstract. Try to write a very concise abstract, keywords, and title. We will talk about this thing in the next slide, like title. The title must be concise, informative, and meaningful to the whole readership of the journal. Your abstract should give a reader a brief summary for your article. So, and you should write some keyword relevant to your keyword abstract. But the main thing in the article, which I have experienced, I already wrote some few article and it's published in the journal from that experience. I know that if your abstract is strong, so your article definitely it will be proceed, and everyone will take interest in your article. If your title is interesting, it's concise, informative. Yeah, if you have, hello, yes, do you have any question? Do you have any questions? Okay. So about the introduction should be concise, describe the nature of the problem, about the literature, investigation, and background, and your whole literature must be cited by relevant references, by special software, which I already discussed in the previous slides. And the method you should provide the sufficient detail about your experiment, simulation, and statistical test. Like method is this section is also called material and method, like which kind of experimental procedure you have followed, which type of experiment you have performed. You should talk about your experimentation process and result, what you have concluded from your study. And the discussion section, you will combine your result plus your literature by some relevant references. You should compare your result with other literature and you should do a discussions. And conclusion, it's only related to your concluded from your current study, like what you have performed, what you have concluded from your this research. But the main thing is we should need to try to collect the relevant literature according to your project. It's very compulsory because irrelevant literature will affect your article and especially your readership. So it is the hardest point of the research, any kind of research, scientific research, the collection of the literature, relevant literature. It is so hard to find, but due to a lot of databases, you will find it. But references and comparison, especially, it's very important, especially result and discussion sections. You must need to try to do work hard on the abstract section plus result and discussion section. And the conclusion is just related to your work, like what you have concluded, what type of novelty and significance of the work, and what is the future relevant work, plans of the futures. So does anyone have any kind of question about the research methodology, about the citation, about the research, about the proposal? Can you have anyone? Publication in journal, because I am going to last step of my presentation, which is publication in journal. Anyone have any kind of question? Okay, so the last step of my presentation is publication in journal. After writing the very, according to the format which I share, writing the article according to that format. Oh, it's okay, thank you. Like at the last step, we will talk about the publication in journal. After writing the article, where we will publish. We will publish in the journal, but there are some predatory and fake journals. So you must have the knowledge what is Web of Science and Scopus journal. There are a lot of journals nowadays available, which is predatory, which the people make for stolen money. So you must need to know about Web of Science and Scopus Journal. Web of Science is the core collection premier resources platform, which means this type of journal, you will publish your article only in that kind of journal, which is highly peer reviewed, which is registered according to the Web of Science and under Scopus. If you want to submit your article in any kind of journal, First, you need to check it is registered under Web of Science policy under Scopus journal list. So then you need to submit your article. Otherwise, you will find a lot of journal which is predatory which is not registered under Web of Science and it is not well reputed. Your paper will be published, but they have no international value. If you want to submit to a good university, they will not accept your article. So if you want to submit your article in any journal, first of all, you need to know about their journal to check its ISSN standard serial number, like it is registered under Web of Science, it is registered under Scopus journal database or not. If it is not registered, so don't submit your article in that kind of journal because globally you will not receive any kind of reputation, not good remarks for that article. And after checking their registration in Web of Science and Scopus journal database, you need to know about the impact factor of the journal. What is impact factor? It is the frequency which the article in a journal has been cited in a particular year. So you must know about the impact factor knowledge. If the impact factor of the journal is high, so the rank of the journal is high, and each journal is divided according to the Web of Science policy and to some quartile. KO1 is the globally top 25% journal, KO2, and then KO3, and then KO4. So if you want to submit your article, first of all, you must have the knowledge about like this journal is predatory, it is fake or not. If you want to check, you must need to know about it is registered under Web of Science, it must be registered under Scopus. You already think about the impact factor of the journal. If it is high, then it's very good. And you must, if the impact factor is high, so it is in the Q1 database. If the impact factor is low, it is in Q2, Q3, Q4. So it is all the information about the how to submit the article in the journal. So you must know about the journal, like you should need to evaluate the journal. And every journal has its own databases. So in the globally, in the well-reputed countries, in the well-reputed university, they only accept your paper if it is published under Web of Science and Scopus journal. So this is all about my presentation. If someone have any kind of questions or you should ask me and I will try to answer you.
All right, thank you, sir. Good evening. Good day, sir.
Yeah.
So I want to ask for the introduction, why doing this and why writing on the research? Does your introduction have word limits, just like the abstract does? So that's what I want to ask on.
About the article introduction?
Yes. Does our introduction have the word limit, like the abstract, or we can write as much as we can?
The introduction must not be exceed like 1,000 words. It's sufficient for 1,000. Like it must be at least one page, not more than one page, because it's not recommended by the journal. Every journal globally, they have only one page limit. Like it must be around 1,000 words.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, anyone have any questions about research article? About journal, about general research methodology?
Okay. Yeah, I have a question, sir.
Okay.
Are there some moderate price publication these things, houses where you can recommend for us? Like maybe some those publication companies who do give at a moderate price, because we know back here in Africa, before you publish an article, at times they can actually ask you a huge sum of money, and we don't really know at times. Can you give us some recommendations of some moderate price ones which are actually legit?
There is a lot of journal which is paid, but they publish the paper free of cost. I know, like which I told you about, like the last one. First of all, there is a lot of journal available. First, you need to check that journal. It is either registered under Web of Science or not. It is registered under Cooper database or not. If it is not registered, so please don't submit your article in that journal, because it's a lot of journal globally available in every country. It's predatory. So it will be just stolen your money. So try to check if you want to submit your article. You first need to check it is registered under Web of Science or not. But there is a lot of good reputed journal available which will publish your article free of cost. If you want, I will send you a lot of journals which is published free of cost. Your paper, it is registered under Web of Science and Scopus databases. But my recommendation is, first of all, you need to know about either the journal quality is good or not. It is registered in the under Web of Science policy or in the database of Scopus or not, because this step is very compulsory. And the journal, about the journal time and deadline, so it's vary from journal to journal. Some journal, like the average time is 2 to 3 months. It's very common for each journal. Yes. Yeah, I will suggest, I will send you some useful links for the journal which is related to water, environmental sciences. And I will also send you some free of course journal which is registered under Web of Science and Scopus database. Did you hear me?
Okay, thank you very much. That will be very helpful, sir.
Yeah, I will try to send you so as soon as possible. Yes, does anyone have any question? So this was the standard format which I shared with you. It is according to the Ecolab community and the Ecolab project, and we will try to do improvement if you need any kind of help. And I will try to also post the article writing like a very simple and concise sample. I will share with all of you. Also, I will send the useful links of some good reputed journal and also some free of course journal. If you have any kind of question, anyone, we are going to close the presentation. So thank you very much for your time and considerations. Okay, guys, thank you very much.